Are you ready to get your fantasy on? Here's Show Us Your TDs. It's grind time! Let's go!
Heyo, welcome back to another week of Show Us Your TDs. It's the Melk-Man here, blowing unnecessary whistles like the refs do for Tom Brady. And I'm joined, of course, by the king of Cheeto Land, Goobie. What it do, baby?
I'm the king of Cheeto Land now?
Yeah, man, you're just the king of everything right
Does that mean I make millions of dollars and I can quit my job?
No, it means your entire kingdom's made of Cheeto.
Yo, so it must be like, does it just not rain? It's just dust?
Yeah.
It's like a fucking sandstorm of Cheeto dust?
Yeah, the movie Dune, but Cheetos.
I'm doing all right. I'm chilling. Not too bad, but we'll get into that later.
How's it feel to be at the bottom?
Oh.
I'm always at the bottom, my friend. That's okay.
Well, having said that, that's not all we got, folks. We have a special treat for you. A founding member of Wow Ahead Mustard and the mastermind of the annexation of Puerto Rico. He's number one in our hearts, but his team is a number two always for the Dallas Cowboys. Bob Walker, what it do, baby?
I thought that was Logan Paul, Puerto Rico.
You not see Little Giants?
I've seen Little Giants. I'm
He's
calling Bob.
Logan Paul. He knows that'll upset me. That's exact. I got it. And speaking of that, definitely excited to be here. I think we all knew this week of your show I was going to be here no matter what. It's Cowboys versus Eagles. And yeah, I appreciate how my 5-0 Eagles come number two to your 4-1 Cowboys. Yeah, math. It's kind of hard in Texas. So happy to be here.
Well, I mean, have you seen the people in Texas? They're all fat and sluggish.
Yeah, right now they're all wearing Yankee jerseys, and they're about to take out their Laker jerseys. Like, yeah, you guys are one hell of a fan base.
We them boys.
Yeah, we are them boys.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Actually, Goobie, I was going to introduce you as our lovable Poppin' Fresh, but I decided to go against
Poppin' Fresh.
Poppin' Fresh.
Yeah.
What do I have in common with Poppin' Fresh?
Poppin' Fresh. It's the German.
Poppin' Fresh.
Do the laugh.
Dude, I don't even know what the fuck Poppin' Fresh is.
The Pillsbury Doughboy?
Okay, I know the Pillsbury. I know that.
That's the same person.
Oh, well, fuck. I don't know. I don't eat that shit. Well, there you go. Now you're Poppin' Fresh.
You're Poppin' Fresh.
All right, let's talk about Poppin' Fresh. Let's talk about some fantasy. And yeah, it did not go well for me this week.
Classic Goobie transition. I love it.
It never goes well for you this season, my friend.
I mean, it went well last week.
Yeah, what's your record?
I don't know, like 1-4 or something like that.
All right, carry on.
Yeah, carry on.
Commanders level.
Just like that. Yeah, fucking right. They won. Go Commanders.
Ew.
This wasn't okay. I wasn't too upset by this loss, but the fact that T. Higgins got out, I was like, all right, well, that kind of sucks. I lost 118.55, and yes, I'm going to go by points to 119.70.
How can that not bug you?
1.15.
I would be fuming. That's. I'd rather get blown out.
Haven't we had that argument on this exact show?
Yeah, you guys rather get blown out. I'd rather not. Because then you're you're absolute trash if you got blown out.
You're still trash. You lost. It doesn't matter.
But I'm not absolute trash.
You can plan your next day early, man. Not keep it close and blow like that.
Yeah, you prepare for next already.
All right, so check it out. Now I want to actually go with you guys on this because I know Melk may have agreed on the last podcast about this. We all thought Detroit was going to beat New England.
That was my toonie bet, so yeah.
Yeah.
Right? We all thought Goff was going to have another nice game. And guess what? I was like, you know what? Jared Goff is on the waiver wire. I thought I would pick him up and start him over Matthew Stafford going up against a top 5 defense. Yeah, well, Jared Goff only got 9 points and 0 touchdowns. And yeah, that fucked me over. That fucked me over hard. T. Higgins got 0 points, like I said. But I mean, I give it up to my Austin Eckler and Wilson Jr., the running backs. They put on a show. 33 points for Eckler, 19 for Wilson. But my wide receiver core did not live up to expectations. 4 points all around. Yeah, just kind of dismal at this point. 1-4. Melk, what do you think of my my fantasy year so far?
It's fucking hilarious, and I love it.
Bob, man, 1-4, bro.
All those years you were talking shit, I have to bite you in the ass.
When have you won our league yet? Speechless.
I've won. I've won a league. I've won a league that was a big
league. When have you won our league?
No, because Adam fucking beat me in the semifinals because of the damn kicker.
The Eagles won before the NFL was a thing too, so I count it.
Yes.
Good job, Mel. Good job.
And I hate to talk about. I don't want to talk too much about my team, but Daniel Carlson and those goddamn Raiders, you could have won me this game. But
because it was great. I told them not to. I said needs to lose. I told Carlson and the Raiders. That's why Devontae shut.
It's not Carlson's fault. Not Carlson. Carlson was hitting everything. But the Raiders, you throw the ball so damn far. You threw like 30 yards on a 4th and 1. Bro, just fucking do a slant route. Get it out. You're in field goal range.
That wasn't his fault, though. The running route of the receivers. Especially Renfro. Like, come on, man.
Renfro and DeAndre Hopkins running into each other. That was terrible.
Man, I blame Goff for your loss.
Oh, I definitely blame Goff. Like, it's Goff's fault.
I definitely agreed with you. I thought he was going to get more points.
And AJ Brown.
Yeah, well,
AJ Brown got 4.7 points. That's complete bullshit.
Small, big, as long as you contribute to the win, that's what matters. Well, the win for the Eagles.
Yeah, not for Goobie.
No, not for Goobie.
No, not for me. So yeah. Well, you talk about your team and how you're doing over there.
Yeah, he's done with it already.
I'm done with it. It's over. Okay, by the way, I'm not coming back for next week on next week's podcast because what's the point?
Oh, it's end of Earth. It's scorched Earth at this point. Oh, wow.
The point is for you to inform everyone how much your team sucks each week. That's the beauty of this season because
you're gonna get a high draft pick. You do a full rebuild, you'll find.
We don't do draft picks based on wins and losses.
Yeah, I was talking not literal.
But I mean, I have a stacked team. They're just not performing.
Okay, before I go, Bob, I'm telling you right now. I don't blame Stafford or Goff for his loss. I blame Goobie. It's Goobie's fault.
Why is it my fault? Name me one thing you would have done differently on my team, other than starting. Well, you would have started Goff over Stafford anyways.
I wouldn't have picked Goff.
No,
but don't even say no. You're like, yo, that was a good fucking choice.
I'm saying no. I'm saying Melk chose Stafford. Kevin and I agreed with you for Goff. But if you're talking to Melky, Melk wanted Stafford, and I will vouch. But I agree with you 100%. I thought Goff was going to take off.
Yeah,
but I did say Stafford, so it's
got him.
I don't.
Nice try though.
Stafford.
Okay, well, I didn't do any better. Actually, I got blown out because
losers.
Exactly. Gabriel Davis and Travis Kelce both put up a 30-piece, and I was done. I could not come back from that. I lost 155 to 106. We're going to have a little calling out names. Devin Singletary. Man, I hate having you on my team because I never know what the fuck you're going to give me.
Wow.
5 points? Fuck you. Najee Harris. Wow, what a year a difference makes. You and your team are absolute trash. You're fucking trash. I regret drafting you, seriously. And last but not least, a man I've been singing his praises up until now and last week because he did almost the same thing. Christian Kirk. Come on, man. 1 fucking point. Embarrassing. Yeah, this is probably one of my more humiliating losses, but I had nothing. Honestly, I put the best team I thought forward, and they all let me down spectacularly. So yeah, I'm in the same position as Goobie, except I'm not 1-4. I'm 2-3.
2-3, 1-4. We're both shit in the bed.
Yeah, you're gold status in the below 500 club. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
You know what? It's so funny too that you bring up Kirk because it's not really in our notes to talk about the Jags, but what is this Jags team? Like, is Trevor Lawrence for real? This Kirk contract obviously was way egregious. We all agree with that before the season, but man, he's not performing. But Lawrence cannot throw the deep ball. Like
it's like that. It's like that Katy Perry song. They're hot and they're cold. They're yes and they're no.
Oh,
very nice. Yeah, it's unpredictable because Kirk was one of the hottest players the first 3 weeks.
Yeah,
and now he's not even on the score sheet. It's frustrating, man. Like, if I
mean, to the Texans, no less. You can't even.
I mean, like, that should have been a gimme game where you could have just dummied them, and then instead they did what you were supposed to do to them. So it's frustrating time in the Melk camp, but that's fantasy.
All right. Well, let's talk about next week's matchups. I'm going to kick it off. I'm facing top tier 4-1 TaylorMade. And here we go. Matthew Stafford versus Lamar Jackson. Obviously giving it up to Lamar. I got A.J. Brown versus Mike Williams. I'm giving it up to Mike Williams because A.J. Brown's going to do shit all. Garrett Wilson. Now, this may change depending on T. Higgins with his ankle injury, but at the moment I have Garrett Wilson versus Mike Evans, CeeDee Lamb versus Gabe Davis. Then I have Austin Eckler versus Zeke. Obviously, I'm going to give it up to Austin Eckler. Jeff Wilson Jr. versus Kareem Hunt. I think Wilson Jr. versus Atlanta is going to have a fantastic night.
I don't think so.
Again, I'm going to make a segment called I Told You So with all the shit that I've told you so.
You've only been right about the Jets. But
and other things. Tyler Higbee versus Travis Kelce. Juju Smith versus Pickens. I picked up Gano, the kicker for the Giants, because Carlson's on a bye versus Bass. San Fran defense versus Jacksonville. Guys, chances. By the way, the Yahoo predictions, I lose 123 to 120.
Goobie, did you see the thing today that Lamb's questionable and he didn't practice?
Yeah, I saw it.
Is he going to play?
Of course he's going to play.
It's
one of the biggest games of the year.
They were more likely pointing to yes, he's playing.
Yeah. No, I know Eagle players would play for sure through adversity. I was questioning CD. I just saw that. Yeah. I don't know, man. I want to curse you because you're not playing AJ Brown, but
I am playing AJ Brown.
Oh, okay, yeah. So sick because I like your defense choice as well. And yeah, I actually think you're gonna have. I'm gonna call a Goobie win.
Yeah, I think so, but it's gonna be hard. The Jets have to come out strong with Wilson for me to get this one.
Melky shaking your head no. Why?
He always shakes his head no.
Because I actually last couple of weeks last week I said you're gonna lose and you did. That was great.
Yeah, but that was close.
Doesn't matter. You still lost.
Doesn't matter.
And you're gonna lose this week because that's just your story of fantasy this year. You're gonna lose. TaylorMade has a good team. I don't trust your quarterback situation.
You have Ravens over Giants instead of Rams over Panthers?
I have Lamar Jackson putting up numbers because he's playing for a contract. Yeah.
Yeah, every week you can. Yeah, true.
Yeah, I'm chalking that up. Sorry, man. Like, your team, on paper, your team looks great. but it just never clicks on all cylinders. So
Yeah. No, and I do agree. Like my team on paper, other than,
your running backs, because they kind of suck, minus Eckler.
what do you mean? Eckler and Wilson had 19 points last week.
Now, San Francisco, even though they anoint a number one, there's always a running back by committee, or they go away from the running game. They're just never consistent with one running back. It's always a mix of guys, or the defense is just so good. I just don't. I always stay away from a San Francisco running back. It's just never.
11, 10, 13, 19. I'll take it. But on paper, yeah, like I said, probably 5 minutes ago, like on paper, like my team is stacked. Stafford, AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, Eckler, Wilson, Higbee. My flex come next week is going to be fucking DeAndre Hopkins.
How's Cam Akers?
Cam Akers is on the bench. He's just chilling.
Yeah.
It actually does sound like one of the best 1-4 teams ever.
It is one of the best 1-4 teams ever. It's fantastic.
It's better than tight end Timmy's team. Whew.
And I have the best kicker in the league.
You don't have
You have Tucker?
Tucker is the best kicker in the league.
Yeah, you have to. You don't have
Really,
Elliott.
if you look at
He's
the
out.
points, Daniel Carlson has the most
Tucker
points.
is by far. If you had a choice between Tucker and Carlson, you're picking Tucker. And don't tell me any differently.
I'm telling you,
You're
definitely.
full of shit.
Okay, well, he has the most points in fantasy, so
Tucker's the most accurate kicker, period.
just because you're accurate doesn't mean that you have the most points in fantasy, which makes you the best fantasy kicker.
It's
So you have
week
first
6.
choice for kicker next year. You're taking Carlson first.
Yeah, 100%.
I called the bullshit meter out. What do you think, Bob?
Well, I mean, he's right. He's like leading in points. I mean, Goobie can make a strong case. I'm definitely in your camp. I mean, biased. Elliott's actually the best, but Tucker is the most accurate. So if I had the choice, I'm going the same as you, Mel. But hey, Goobie's got his. Stat Goobie's coming up right now. He's looking it up. You're fucked.
I don't care if he has the most points. The most reliable kicker in the league is Tucker, hands down. And if you had a choice, I'm guaranteeing you, I'm double downing on this. You're picking Tucker. You're just trying to play devil's advocate.
Goobie will never pick Tucker ever again because you said that. Even if he had the
I don't
choice.
want to pick Tucker. I have Daniel Carlson. I have the best kicker in the league.
After week 6, yeah, sure. Come talk to me after the entire season is done. I guarantee Tucker will have more points.
Okay.
Boom.
Oh, new bet. Add it to the chat. Tucker will finish better than Carlson at the end of the year. Yeah.
I'm just going through the stats right now. Melk, talk about your team and how you're going to lose this week.
We already know he has more points.
Melk, talk about your team and how you're going to lose this week.
Why are you looking
Number
at
4,
No,
52 points to Daniel Carlson, 62.
you're an idiot. Yeah, how many more points? It's not by that. Is he running away
10
with
points. That's a full game.
Like I said, that bet's happening. You're gonna lose. You're gonna eat your words. But yeah, okay.
We'll put it on my "I told you so" segment.
You're only with "I told you so" with the Jets. I keep telling you, you're wrong about everything else. 1-4. That's all I have to tell. All right. I'm playing Devontae's Inferno, another 4-1 team. Projections are 121 for me and 122 for him. Could change. I'm hoping one of my players goes on IR so I can make a waiver move. Crossing fingers. And before I start, I did make a trade today. I acquired DeAndre Swift and Dalton Schultz for George Kittle and what's his name? David Montgomery. So before I chime in with my team, guys, what do you think of the trade?
It's a fair trade. It's to me, I don't find it like that. Like
Does it move the needle?
No, yeah, because like I feel like Montgomery and Swift are kind of similar in fantasy point wise, and then Kittle and Schultz. I mean, you could win on that depending if Dak ever comes back and plays for the Cowboys ever again. Let's go Cooper Rush. But at the same time, like you could win that. That could be where you gain points. But I mean, I dropped fucking Schultz 2 weeks in, right? So I don't know. To me, it's a trade. It's a fair trade, but it was nothing that I don't think was going to bring you over the hump.
Bah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's a fair trade. Nobody in the league should get too upset. Feel a little contradicted because you got a Cowboy player, which I hate that's on your team, but you also brought in Swift, which kind of makes me happy that he's on your team. So I don't know. Goobie made such solid points. Like, I kind of agree with the trade-off. And the major factor here, which you brought up before the pod, kind of is the whole Dak coming back and Schultz actually becomes a weapon, because he's not necessarily part of the game plan, as you guys know right now. But that could definitely change. So you're hedging a lot, but at the same time, this could be one of those trades where maybe a couple of points different if you had kept the guys on your team, and it really didn't matter necessarily that much.
Yeah.
See, I disagree with both of you. Although Schultz, that's a great comment about Dak and Schultz and their rapport. I think I got the best player in Swift overall. Montgomery was hurt, and Herbert is nipping at the heels to be the number one. And he's getting a lot of the goal line touches as of right now. So I think they're going to split more. Swift, he gets hurt, so it's a high risk, but I think it's a high reward. If he's healthy, he's one of the best backs in the league. So this gives me McCaffrey. I mean, Najee's been sucking balls, and Swift as a three-headed monster. That sounds a lot better than Montgomery, Najee, and CMC.
I will actually agree with you that Swift is the best player in the trade. And I mean, just look at the numbers and where they are in the standings, the Lions offensively. So you do make a solid point there. Like, they are run and gun. I mean, that coach has them firing. So, yeah.
Yeah, they just can't stop anything.
I know. Brutal. And everybody wants to love the Lions. Like, we're all willing to root for them and all bandwagon for them. Like, they know that too. It's like, go ahead, guys.
Yeah. So going back to the team, it's Brady versus Mahomes. I mean, Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, so I give it up to Patty M. But fuck his brother. Fuck his brother. Cortland Sutton versus Jalen Waddle. I would give it up to Jalen Waddle, but they have their third string quarterback throwing, so I don't know.
They didn't even like really pass to him last week. Like, is he?
Yeah.
Did they even know he was on the field?
3.8 points last week against the Jets.
Yeah, he needs Tua back big time.
Do you think Tua? Well, I guess Tua does make a difference.
Tua definitely makes a difference, but that guy is going to be under such scrutiny. Like, the second he looks like he got hit way too hard, he's gone.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Everybody's favorite wide receiver, Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
Versus Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Sorry. That's a wash because I can care less about both players right now. My favorite rookie wide receiver, Chris Olave. Hopefully he is playing and healthy because he got concussed last week. And I'm facing Alec Pierce. Oh, that's an Indy wide receiver. I could care less about him, so I'll take those points. Najee Harris versus Melvin Gordon III. Both players suck, so fuck you both. CMC versus possibly the offensive rookie of the year, Breece Hall. I like Breece Hall, man. I tried to draft him, and Kevin beat me to the punch, so I'm still going to give it up to CMC, but that's a good matchup. George Kittle, this is his farewell game on my team versus Mark Andrews. Definitely goes to Mark Andrews. What a fucking stud.
Number 2.
Yeah. He's pushing for that number 1 spot too. David Montgomery, another farewell tour versus Taysom Hill. Now that's an interesting move. Taysom Hill was a fucking beast last week?
Yeah, 36 points.
He was a beast last week. The thing I like about Taysom Hill is he'll be great one week and he'll be absolute shit the next. So I'm hoping that continues this week. Let's go. Harrison Buckner coming back from injury versus Goobie's favorite kicker, Justin Tucker. I'm going to give it to Tucker. And then the Buffalo defense versus the Tampa defense. So, guys, how do you like my chances this week?
I think you should not drop, but maybe bench Buffalo's defense.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm waiting for someone to go on IR so I can.
Yeah, because like, don't get me wrong, Buffalo defense is fantastic. They're probably in the conversation for like probably top 5. But against KC in that offense, it's gonna be a shootout. Where is it, in Buffalo? At KC. So yeah, but it's gonna be a shootout in KC, and we all know like these two guys are gonna go, like Mahomes and the best quarterback in the league, the Lord and Savior Josh Allen. Sorry, I had to say that because like you said, Patrick Mahomes was the best quarterback in the league. No.
Wow, that's 2 contradictions there, buddy.
Yeah,
and like he's not even second best. Just so you know,
Mahomes isn't second best. Mahomes
No.
is the best for one.
Who's second best?
Cooper Rush. 5-0, baby. Let's go.
God. Or what do you think, buddy?
Completely agree on defense. I mean, the Bucks are playing Pittsburgh, so I doubt Pittsburgh's going to be putting up a lot of points unless they surprise us. So there are going to be some points there. Yeah, Mahomes has you beat. Yeah, the Jets versus the Packers for that receiver battle right there. I actually think the reports are maybe true that Rodgers is going to retire at the end of the year, and he almost looks like he just doesn't give a fuck anymore. So I don't even know what this Green Bay team is. I think they're going to be the typical Green Bay, kind of shit the bed, then pull it out towards the end of the season and get a playoff spot guaranteed and just kind of make it almost to the conference finals or the game before and then bow out. But it's going to be a tough matchup for you this week, honestly. Like, you have a few bright spots, obviously, but then there's some tough ones. Like you said, yeah, Kirk, it's kind of a wash. I mean, you're playing Colts. They're a somewhat okay defense against the pass, and yeah, it's close. Like, I definitely agree with Yahoo or whatever app you guys are using, where you're only a point different in this game.
It's like 0.2 something. So yeah, it's gonna be hard. I mean, you're really gonna have to ask Najee Harris to kind of pull one out of the bag for you.
Yeah, I need CMC to have like a 30-point game. I think
Definitely
that's what I really need.
You need him to have an Austin Eckler game.
I could see Kittle getting a couple of points too.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing Atlanta, so anything is possible, guys. Anything is possible.
Any given Sunday.
That's right. Because last Sunday in London, England, the Giants win against those same very Green Bay Packers Bob just spoke about, 27-22. Now, guys, the quarterback battle, the numbers are laughable. Like, Daniel Jones had a 217 passing yards, Rodgers had 222, and Daniels had 37 rushing yards, and Aaron Rodgers had 2. Saquon was the lone bright spot with 70 rushing yards, a rushing TD, 36 receiving yards, got nicked up, because I'm sure that scared fantasy owners, hurt his shoulder, but he did return. So, guys, should the NFC East and the NFC, should they be worried about the Giants?
You can go.
I sent it to you guys in the chat as soon as that game was finished in the afternoon that I hate these words coming out of my mouth or out of my fucking fingers because I hate that team so much. But they might be for real. And even if they're not necessarily for real where they are playing and standing wise now, I think that they're a good team. And with the first year coach and the momentum that they are building and getting from players playing above their contract and above their means, that it can take them pretty far. So I actually am kind of worried about this Giants team going forward this season. I am. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I said it last week in our group chat when a certain someone said, "Well, what good team has Dallas defeated?" And I said the Giants and the Bengals. and what?
And now the champs.
And now the champs. But that was before, or that was after the comment. So I said it last week. The Giants are a real deal. They're looking well. They're playing well. I mean, yeah, Daniel Jones is Daniel Jones, and you can't really trust him. But Saquon Barkley is carrying this team. Is carrying it. I'm telling you, man, he's taking quarterback, wide receivers, throwing them in a backpack, slinging it over his shoulder, and walking through the end zone. Like, this guy is on fire. And I mean, their defense, that's not terrible, but yeah, they're the real deal, man. They're at this point, this whole AFC West conversation that we have, saying, "Oh, it was this was before." This is like what 3 weeks before when we were saying it's the best division in football. No, you have a 5-0 team, 2 4-1 teams, and then you have the
Dan Snyder's called.
Yeah.
So
the NFC East is the best division in football right now.
So it's no longer the least.
It is no longer the least.
Oh, definitely not the least. And Melky, just before you chime in quickly, boys, this is the Giants' schedule remaining: Ravens, Jags, Seahawks, Texans, Lions, Cowboys, and then you have Commanders, Eagles, Commanders, Vikings, Colts, Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of winnable games there for the Giants.
The East has the easiest
schedule remaining.
Schedule. Yeah, there you go.
All three of our teams.
All three of our teams have like the best schedule in the NFL right now. So I mean, does that kind of question why we're so good?
It's actually bullshit that my team is actually 5-0 undefeated, and we're one game away possibly. You know. Jesus.
Tis the NFL. Tis the NFL.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I kind of want to get to a new segment in our show called "I Told You So."
No new segments. No, I'm just kidding.
I told you so. The Jets beat the Miami, and when I say beat, I mean like they took a bat and they just bludgeoned. You guys ever watch The Walking Dead?
Oh yeah.
When what's his face smashes that Chinese guy with the bat and crushes his head. That was the Jets to Miami, 40-17.
Yeah, if they were third string zombies.
Hey, I mean, I said the Jets were gonna beat Miami, and everybody was like, "No, that won't happen." Jets beat Miami. Now, Zach Wilson, you did not do very well. 14-20 of 21 for 210 yards. Breece Hall, though, killing it. 18 carries, 1 touchdown, 2 receptions, 100 yards. This dude's a wide receiver. Holy. This guy killed it for the Jets. And again, the Dolphins, I mean, Teddy Bridgewater, 0 for 1. He went out. They had the concussion protocol on him.
Is he concussed?
Probably not. It didn't look like that bad of a hit. But obviously they're probably very concerned about anything they do now with concussion protocol. I mean, and then they put in Skylar Thompson. I don't even know who this guy is. 19 of 33, 166 yards, 1 INT. You can't really ask this kid to come in and play. He's like you said, the third string. So, I mean, 40-17, guys. Like, are the Jets, like, do they make the playoffs this year?
I'm going to take this one. First of all, you don't know who Kiss the Skylar is?
No.
You know, he used to play in that band, Timmy and the Lord of the Underworld. You don't remember?
No.
What do you know? So answering your question,
I know the Jets beat the Miami Dolphins, and I called it
with the third string quarterback. So are we going to take anything away from that?
If you are in the zombie apocalypse and you got a shotgun and someone screams, "Watch out!" and down the street, at the end of the street, is like an 80-year-old zombie missing a leg and is crawling towards you, and you don't kill that thing and it comes and gets you, that's on you. That's what this was. If you're going to bring in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, no, you couldn't have said it any better. You know what? The Jets are a nice story, and you didn't even mention Michael Carter. Now, he didn't have the numbers that Bryce Hall had, but he still scored twice.
Yeah, he got TDs.
That's a nice two-headed monster that they have in New York. But yeah, I mean, the Jets, I think they've just been lucky with the favorable schedule and the injuries that have occurred. I'm not taking anything. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket with them until I see them play some real competition, and then I'll make an assessment. But other than that, I'm only going to praise the Milk Hunter because he loves Cougars, and that's about it.
I will give you credit, Goobie, and completely agree with you, though, about Hall, because he was almost going to be my boom. That guy is a stud.
Yeah, he is a stud. I mean, Melk said it earlier in this podcast that guy could be Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Well, I know they don't have any rookies on their team that are high, flying high, but they do have a potential MVP candidate. Bob knows what I'm talking about. The Eagles stayed perfect, winning 20-17 on a very close game last week. Jalen Hurts was a little normal with 239 passing yards, 2 rushing TDs. Man, this guy can run. Holy shit.
Yeah, he gives us options.
Absolutely. Where in his counterpart, Baby Yoda, 250 passing yards, a passing TD.
And a terrible decision at the end of the game.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to get to that. Interception and 42 rushing yards. Cardinals kicker missed a late field goal that could have tied it, but it wasn't his fault because it's Baby Yoda's fault, who does not simply know what 10 yards are. Guys, were the Eagles lucky to survive this matchup? Take it away.
Don't get it twisted. This was a very close nerve win. And this is the type of win, though, that good teams win. And they overcome this type of bullshit. And luck does go on your side sometimes. Yeah, definitely. The field goal and Kyler Murray, that was massive. And I'm so pessimistic as like a Leaf fan and all my other sports teams. I was already kind of dreading where it was going and thinking at least we were going to OT or something. It was tough, but we brought it out. And like you said, Hurts gives us so much options. I told you before the season, my 2 main factors going into the season, an Eagles fan, to grade if it's going to be success or not, is Jalen Hurts the guy, and we win a playoff game. We get that much more experience, and we build with our young guys, and we've already brought in pieces. So far, I can tell you that Hurts definitely looks like the guy. The guy is an MVP contention, like you said. He does everything. Our play calling has actually been great by our coaching staff, and I definitely think our defensive coordinator is going to be taken next year and have a head coaching job somewhere. But Hurts, he gives us those options. And the one thing I like about Sirianni, too, as an Eagles fan right now, he does the simple football plays. Like, you're going to like a 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, QB sneak, just run it in, just basic stuff to get yardage. Nothing too fancy, even though the Hurts sometimes makes it look good. So I'm fired up. I'm fired up about that. We've got offensive threats. We've got the 3 Batmans, Quez Watkins, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Goobie's favorite. And then, I mean, our defense, we'll talk about it more in our matchup, but this Eagles defense is firing on all cylinders. I mean, Hassan Reddick is a beauty. Bradbury is making plays. Like Darius Slade, kind of before he was a little bit injured, is just an intercept machine. So yeah, I am loving it as an Eagles fan, and 5-0 right now. I'm fired up, but I'm also trying not to let the other shoe drop in my mind and wait for it.
Very well said. Goobie.
I did not get to watch this game, but I watched the highlights, and I mean, I wouldn't say it's like, I don't want to say it was lucky that the Cardinals missed, but at the same time, I think this game, if lost, would be on Jalen Hurts. I know he rushed for 2 touchdowns and 61 yards, but if you want to be in that MVP category, you got to put up more than 239 and 0 touchdowns. That being said, though, the Eagles are 5-0. They beat the Cardinals. Like I said, though, it's just 20-17. It was too close to call.
I disagree. I don't put it on Jalen Hurts. I think he did everything he could to get his team in the right position to win this game. It could have gone either way, but yeah, Baby Yoda, maybe he should spend more time studying in the when it matters instead of playing those fucking video games, because that's a play right there. If he gets the 10 yards, it makes all the difference in the world. So bad play on Baby Yoda. Eagles are flying high, and that's going to lead to a big Sunday matchup, which we're going to talk about. But we have one more story, Goobie. What is it?
Yes, sir. We kind of alluded to it earlier. The Cowboys took out the defending Super Bowl champions, 22-10. Dallas versus Los Angeles Rams. Cooper. Now, you want to talk MVP numbers? Right here. Cooper Rush.
Christ.
10 of 16, 102 yards.
The worst fucking numbers of
Yeah.
No, sorry. Russell Wilson may have had the worst numbers this week.
Oh.
No. Cooper Rush's numbers are pedestrian.
Yeah, they're just terrible. They're nothing good. Tony Pollard killed it though.
I was about to say that was your MVP with that 54-yard run or whatever it was.
Yeah, 8 carries, 86 yards, 1 touchdown. I mean, didn't I say this last podcast too that I was going to bench him and he's going to do well? Fucking like I said, I'm going to bench him because he's doing good, but he's probably going to shit the bed or I'm going to play him and then he's going to shit the bed. And then he did. And then I'm like, I'm going to bench him. And now he plays well.
Play him this week.
That's why the loss is your fault.
Yeah, make sure you play him.
Both my running backs did better than Tony Pollard.
Your fault.
So, and we can't figure out that T. Higgins is going to get injured.
Still your fault. Anyways,
not my fault. Matthew Stafford, 308 yards, 1 touchdown, one interception. Kind of more Matthew Stafford type, but just their run game right now is just terrible. They don't know what to do with it. I mean, I don't even think they ran with Henderson at all. So Cam Akers, 13 carries, 33 yards. Like, if you need to give your gunslinger, which is Matthew Stafford, time, you need to set up those play actions. You need a run game to set up these play actions, and it's just not working out for them. And I think that's why the Rams have been so awful this year. Melky, what do you think?
They've been awful because that's part of it. But they've also been awful because their O-line is trash.
Yeah, I was about to say 3 injuries.
Absolutely garbage. And Stafford only likes to pass to white people. There.
And guess what? Cooper Kupp is out. Cooper Kupp. He's out this week. So,
is that official?
Yeah, it's official. He's out.
Well,
so
I guess.
So who does he pass to?
I guess Robinson's gonna have to wear white sleeves again so he gets noticed.
But Mel, this win, man, what does it say about us?
Nothing. It just shows that this defense is stout. Cooper Rush is doing a great job protecting the ball, but our offense is trash right now. And if it wasn't for the defense, we probably lose this game by a field goal. The defense, 5 sacks, an interception, 2 fumble recoveries, a touchdown from the fumble, and a block kick. That is a Super Bowl caliber defense. It is. I'm sorry, man. Like
you made the 29th ranked in scoring offense and the 26th ranked in yards. You made them look pedestrian. So yeah, that's sick. I mean, who can argue that?
Now, hey, numbers are numbers, and we stopped the champs. And we stopped the champs, and that's all I got to say about that. The defense looks fantastic. Cooper Rush is doing a great job protecting the ball, and that's all you can really ask for from a backup.
Yeah, 100.
You guys are lucky. You guys are lucky, and you can thank me that you're finally going to face an actual good offense since you haven't faced a top 15 ranked offense yet this season. So let's actually see what this defense can do against players who can actually play.
Why don't we talk about it? Why don't we talk about how Jalen Hurts is going to be scrambling for his life when Micah Parsons probably going to be Defensive Player of the Year comes after him.
Which I called, by the way.
Jalen Hurts is going to get sacked at least 4 times, probably forced fumble. I'm calling 34-28.
Right. Like I said, you're actually facing players who can play like an actual O-line, a QB that has options. Not only he can run, but he has threats. So you're right. Parsons is going to be looking 3 ways from Sunday, not know where to go. And we'll see. Like I said, this is actually, it's good for you guys. We're actually going to find out what you are, these defensive players of the year, these MVPs. Let's actually see it.
We're going to actually find out what you are too, because you kind of had a cakewalk too. Realistically, you could have lost last week if it wasn't for that dumbass Baby Yoda.
Yes, sir.
That's true. You're right. We've beaten the 3rd, the 13th ranked, the 15th ranked. Yeah, we've been playing good teams and beating. And then last week, really close win that was still a win, you're right. That proves maybe the first 4 games weren't legit.
Okay, so
but defense wins championships, does it not?
And we might be getting Deshaun Jackson back, so you guys are screwed. Okay.
DJ,
Deshaun Jackson.
I can't believe that when I saw that. Just a side note, he says we're his top destination.
That's crazy.
You beat the Commanders, you beat the Vikings, you beat the Lions, and you beat the Jaguars, and you beat the Cardinals. Tell me a good team that you've beaten.
Vikings.
Vikings are mediocre.
You just praised Lions.
I didn't praise Lions.
The Lions are not a great team. They're a team, like you said, Ba, earlier, we want to cheer for. You cannot tell me they're a good team. They can sling.
I actually would have told you guys last week if I had come on that Jacksonville is a good team as an argument, and I can't even do that right now because they're so trash. And Lawrence, so he actually hurts my argument. I don't even want to bring him up.
Yeah, you want to hear an argument, and I know Melk won't agree with me, but fuck it anyways. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose 2 in a row. You're gonna lose 2 in a row. You're gonna lose to the Cowboys, and somehow you're gonna lose to the Steelers.
No, they're not losing to the Steelers.
They're gonna lose to the Steelers.
The Steelers are an absolute
just wait 2 weeks time when we do our segment called "I Told You So," and the Eagles lose.
You're gonna be wrong a lot, buddy. Man, I feel sorry.
Yeah, you better hope that you guys beat us because after you, it's Steelers, Texans, Commanders, Colts. So we could go on an absolute tear, and then you guys are down to 4-2, and I think the Giants are possibly going to win. You guys are down to 3rd place, so this means a lot more to you guys because for me, I can just dismiss all your comments like, man, it's week 6, doesn't matter. We're 5-1. But if we win, then it's perfect. We're 6-0 undefeated.
It won't matter. Even if you get top spot, we still get a bye or not a bye week. We'll still get wild card because we've already beat the Giants once. We'll beat them again. We'll be number 2. We'll be like what? 16-2. Or sorry, yeah, no.
No, you don't get.
What does wild card matter to me, man?
We're not going to be
okay. Do that.
15-2. Sorry,
we're not going to be 16-2 and
15-2.
I want to ask you. Speaking of records,
okay,
are the Eagles going to go perfect?
Oh God, no! Come on.
Who do you lose to then? The Bears?
No. Okay, hold on. Let me bring up their schedule. I'll tell you the
schedule right now.
You don't
Cowboys,
tell me shit. You don't.
Cowboys, Steelers, Texans, Commanders, Colts, Packers, Titans, Giants, Bears, Cowboys, Saints.
So definitely not you guys, but say the 2 Giant games. I could see Titans. The Titans are picking up. I mean, their rushing game stuff's starting to improve. I could see that. Like I said, Packers towards the end of the season just pull stuff out of their ass, and their coach is a legitimately good NFL coach. And Aaron Rodgers can just, take enough drugs in the winter months and just play out his mind. So, no, I definitely do not think we're going to go perfect. And like I said, my other fandoms will not allow me to say that. I would hope if you guys, the Cowboys, were 5-0 right now, that you wouldn't say they'd go perfect. Would you?
I'm shocked that they are 4-1 right now. I'm not going to lie.
The Cowboys are 4, like you think they'd be worse.
Our schedule's terrible.
I thought they would be a game over
500
at this
point.
A game over 500 at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God the defense is on point. Cooper Rush is doing what he needs to do. Guys, if Dak is ready to go, does he play Sunday?
No, because they already said Cooper Rush is playing. They've already said Rush has already started to train for this game, and it's Rush is starting this game. Next week though, it's going to be rough.
Bah.
Well, I agree with Goobie, and I saw that news too that he's in. I would hope as an Eagles fan that you would put Prescott in cold after the guy has been building momentum rush, but the smart play is to keep the guy going. I mean, the team's rallying around him, obviously, and you want him to continue until he proves he's not the guy.
Well, he's earned it. He's earned
exactly.
it.
Exactly.
And Jerry Jones and his wide fucking eyes better not ruin it for me, because Rush has earned every play call for Sunday night. I can't wait. It's going to be possibly the game of the season so far. This is what rivalries are supposed to be. I hate your team so much. I don't hate it as much as the Broncos because that's Kevin's fault. But I hate your team so much, and it just makes me sick that you're 5-0 right now, and you guys need to be taken down a peg. So I can't wait.
I kind of want to go back a little bit, and Boss said that he could lose to the Giants. Now, does that mean that you're saying the Giants are going to be number one in the East?
I love your giant leaps in logic that you always
Bro,
take.
you said you're going to lose
The
to the Giants.
question,
The Giants
No.
could be number one in the fucking East.
No, listeners, I hope you're following along as well. The question was, will the Eagles remain undefeated? And I said, no, there's a possibility to lose, and I listed off a couple of teams. I didn't say the Giants are going to overtake us in the standings, and then they're going to kick our ass at the end to really, bring it home. No, I do not believe that. And we play the Giants twice at the end. I could see us splitting that series.
Dallas, Giants, Eagles. Eagles don't make the playoffs. Fuck the Eagles.
Every year, the NFC East is loaded with rivalry games at the end of the year. It's just always.
Oh, it is. It's. The
I'm
way
sure
it is.
every division's like that as well. I'm not.
We don't look at those.
We don't care.
It's all about the East. I'm sorry. I'm kind of looking at the ticket prices right now for like the Dallas games, and they're kind of hilarious. $247 for this game coming up in Philly, and the rest are like under $40. So I mean, this is the biggest matchup of the year so far. We'll find out later on who takes us home.
Well, and I also just want to chime in for what Melk said. I absolutely hate your team more than the Broncos. I hate your team maybe more than any other team in the world except Barcelona, because they're absolute junk. And possible Lionel Messi fans, people who are obsessed with him as an individual, they could be losers too. But you guys are right up there. I hate your team fucking so much. And this game, the one thing I love is we're both good. Like, we're both good teams. So every single game that we play against each other and the games we play against other teams in the meantime mean everything to us, because our rivalry is just going to get more intense. Like, I know you say that you hate the Broncos now and everything, and we always keep it somewhat civil, but the way these teams are just trajecting upwards, both our defense are stellar, QBs are stellar. Like, we're going to be hating each other. I'm telling you.
Don't put Rush under stellar. He's just getting.
I'm not putting Rush under stellar, and he's not. I just said your quarterbacks. I didn't say Rush. I meant Dak. If that wasn't clear, I was talking for I said just in the next few years.
You mean he's stellar? Going, yay, Rush, go!
Hey, I love the hate that you Cowboy fans have for Dak, and I don't believe in him at all, and I think he's a wash, but he can put up numbers.
He needs to pull Terrell Owens and grab some pom poms and fucking.
See, your problem is he's going to go to Vegas and win it in a couple years, just as a fuck you to you guys.
All right,
That's
Melk.
usually the story of our team, guys. But before we do, final score for Sunday.
I said 38. What did I say? 34-28.
Okay, Ba.
Ooh, that's really good. Okay, 37-34 Eagles.
Ooh, a high scoring affair. Cowboys can't score that many points.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, that's
Shit.
Okay,
Mind.
40-3 Eagles. 40-3 Eagles, yeah.
I've got 21-17.
See, I was going to say 24-17. That's such a good football score to give.
All right, let me change my mind. 64-0 Dallas.
Moving on. What do we got next?
No, see, now you got me like, I want to change my prediction.
No
for the
changing.
score.
No changing.
Oh, I want to say 20.
Pollard's getting 3 touchdowns.
Okay, well, you know what? We'll move on, like you guys said, and we'll focus on a really popular segment with these hosts, specifically one host in general, and this is the AFC West review. And this is just a division we like to look at, kind of, see what's happening in the week, what the scores were. And I'm going to give you guys a quick little rundown of how this division's, faring right now. Goobie, I know you're excited, buddy. KC Chiefs, first place in the AFC West, 4-1. Chargers, they're 3-2. Broncos, third place, 2-3, with the lowly Raiders 1-4. Goobie, what do you think about this division?
Wake the fuck up.
Oh, sorry. Were we talking about boring divisions? My bad. I fell asleep.
There's nothing exciting for you at all in the AFC West, not even the Chiefs or Chargers?
No, nothing at all. At this point, No, because it's the Chiefs it's the Chiefs versus the Chargers in this division at this point. Okay, like at this point, the Broncos are out, the Raiders are out. We know this. They're not making the playoffs. It's done for them.
You have Broncos not making the playoffs.
I said at the start of the year.
He did call that. I said they're making.
I'm just highlighting that. In case any listeners right now, Goobie saying they don't make the playoffs.
But I did say the Raiders did. I said that the AFC West were going to come out with two wild cards with the Chargers and the Raiders, and but obviously the Raiders can't fucking get a win. Or I guess they have one, but that doesn't count. Anyways, no, this is the Chiefs versus the Chargers at this point. This division is boring. I mean, it's just like the fucking Bronco games, man.
Four out of 6 primetime games. 4 out of 6.
I'm telling you right now, if you have
time to put those things on.
Yeah, if you have insomnia, turn on a Broncos game. I bet you it puts you to sleep, and your insomnia is fucking done. You don't have it anymore. It's cured. You're good. You know, just record them and then just fucking watch the first 10 minutes and you're out like a light.
I'd rather watch a group of old people play shuffleboard than watch a Broncos game because that's how boring they are.
Hey, Melk, do you have anything else to add? Maybe even the 12-9 loss to the Colts by the Broncos. Just anything about this division, buddy?
This division is a fucking comedy show right now. I mean, you got the Chiefs, you got the Chargers. Broncos are not who they said they were going to be.
Let's ride.
Yeah.
Let's ride.
Into the fucking basement. They're trash. The Raiders, I'm shocked, but, you know, maybe Devontae didn't focus on pushing cameramen and winning. You know, maybe they have more dubs. It's not what I thought it was going to be. But this is dedicated to our friend Kevin. Welcome back, by the way, back in Ontario.
Let's go.
This podcast soon.
Yeah, buddy.
Just a big fuck you to him because he was pumping his chest, talking his shit. And a backup quarterback is doing better than a starter. So,
yeah.
Fuck you.
I was going to say, I kind of want to quickly go over a couple things. Chiefs beat the Raiders 30-29 in a very close game that the Raiders should have won. Carlson should have got at least another 2 points and won me my fantasy.
There you go.
Anyways, Chargers beat the Browns 30-28. Broncos, again, we already talked about it, lost to the Colts 12-9.
Was that the worst game of the year, that Broncos game?
I mean, the Broncos have tied for the worst game of the year.
No. Last night was the worst game of the year.
No, it picked up. That throw from from Fields, that was a dart. That game picked up near the end. It was way better than anything that Broncos game had.
Did you see Amazon fuck that up too?
Yeah,
I wasn't watching it on Amazon.
They switched away during the touchdown throw.
They switched to like a previous play that they were gonna show and obviously probably talk about, and then mid throw, like balls halfway in the air, and they switch back to the touchdown. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? But yeah, no, that Colts Broncos game was probably one of the worst games of the year.
Yeah, I definitely, maybe even for the last couple of years, that's really pushing the limit of like, oh, a bad football game's on, I'm still going to watch it. No, it actually sometimes makes you think maybe there is something else on. But but just before we move on quickly, an actual serious question, just besides trolling our buddy Kev, Melky, a very strong argument in the offseason between the four of us was kind of, for you, the emergence of Herbert and the Chargers. What do you think of them right now at 3-2? Like, how are they actually looking? Because you and I had them ranked pretty high.
Disappointing. Very disappointing. I understand, like, they don't have Keenan Allen. Defense doesn't look as sharp as I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
They're
missing Bosa.
I mean, obviously Bosa is the anchor of that defense, right?
Yeah.
They're missing him. Herbert got hurt, broken ribs. He's probably still recovering from that. I think it's a shame because I really had high hopes for this team, and like you did too. They're still not too far from the Chiefs, but it just looks like it's the Chiefs' division to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all hail Mahomes, and then there's the rest.
Can we just throw that into the "I told you so" segment?
You sure
Well,
will do.
I'm sure a lot of other people had the same opinion. Like Kevin had the same opinion too, that the Chiefs were going to win that.
Okay, so me
But,
and
I
Kevin
mean,
have the "I told you so"
He
segment.
thinks the Broncos were going to be good, so he was wrong about that. Now,
So I was right.
yeah, you were right for that part.
There
But,
we go. There we go. So it's not just the Jets.
wow, 2 things, Goobie. Congratulations.
It's going to be a long segment.
That you would lose too. So, I mean,
Oh, 3 things.
Yeah,
that was
well,
last podcast.
enjoy your 1 and 4.
I am. I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
All right.
It's like you're owned by Dan Snyder.
It can only go up from here.
Well, here's something we're all going to enjoy. Well, Goobie more so, because it's his favorite pastime in the toilet. We're talking boom or bust. And our special guest, I'm going to let you take it away. Start us off.
Okay. I actually have a boom this week, boys, and it is Ramondre Stevenson, running back. So Damian Harris goes down with injury. Boom, he's going to get more yardage. Not only has he looking good, but the Browns have looked absolutely terrible in their run defense. They're giving up 503 yards, 138.2 rushing yards per game. And you know what? Stevenson, he torched Cleveland last year for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns back in November. And the Patriots, while not going to say anything about Mac Jones, they are starting to play better as the season progresses. So, yeah, he's going to be a boom for me.
I like it. Goobs.
All right. I'm going with Tyler Boyd. With T. Higgins looking like a game-time decision, you can get huge upside with Tyler Boyd. If Higgins does not see the field Sunday afternoon versus New Orleans, you should be playing Tyler Boyd as a wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3 this week. Though his numbers have been lacking, Boyd is a fantastic start versus the Saints defense that is ranked 10th defending versus the wide receivers per Yahoo Sports. We all know how that is. They never get anything right. Now, if Higgins,
maybe they should ask you since you know everything now.
I mean, I have a podcast as Yahoo Sports.
Yes,
Oh.
yes, they do.
Oh,
They actually
oh shit.
I've never heard of them. That's because we're number one. We're number one. But okay, let's get back to this. Now, if Higgins does play, Boyd is still a valid flex player, as we don't know how many snaps Higgins will see with his injured ankle. Boyd is an obvious boom for me. Melky, what do you think?
See, this one's like up in the air because, yeah, Higgins is a no-go. Boyd is a great option. But Hurst is taking some of those plays away from him too. Like Hurst the last couple of weeks has been great. So
yeah,
I was on the fence about this. But I'm gonna agree with you for once, and I'm gonna label him a boom too. He's a great deep ball threat. So if Higgins is a no-go, man, yeah, Tyler Boyd is definitely someone you can plug in your flex.
All right, Ba.
I'm actually going to keep it short and simple this one time and agree with Melky, because my point was going to be about Hurst as well, and he said it perfectly. I do agree, though, it is a boom completely on the injury situation.
Cool, just like I did probably about 10 minutes ago. Boom.
In your pants. All right.
Yep.
All right, finish it off. We're going to Seattle, boys. Kenneth Walker III. Now, in a limited time, because he replaced Penny, 8 rushing attempts, 88 rushing yards, and a touchdown. Boys, man, he's a boom. I think he might be a boom for the rest of the season. He's now the number 1 running back option because Penny's down. He's the sheriff in town. He has a high ceiling, and you know what? I read about him in projections before the season, and they talked very well. It said potentially he could take Penny's spot, even if there wasn't an injury. I like him against Arizona. Arizona is ranked 17th. They're mid-pack defensive wise. So, and Geno, the Broncos Slayer, is playing lights out football. So I like Kenneth Walker III going forward. He's a boom this week. What do you guys think?
I totally agree with you. And because I'm actually not sitting last, Melky, I did not get him.
Nope.
I was hoping to get him, but then I looked at Timmy Titan's score, and he did not provide for his team and scored really low points. So I unfortunately did not get Mr. Walker III. So yeah, I mean, but yeah, this guy's going to be a boom all season. You look at Rashad Penny's numbers, you put it into a new, probably better running back, and this guy's going to play lights out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, one who's not injury prone. Bob, what do you think?
Yeah, agree completely. Again, with Goobie and you, both you boys, he's a boom. Even though they got somewhat of a tough schedule remaining, and I think Geno is definitely going to come back down to earth, that almost even helps the argument in a way for Kenneth to have a better role. Because just like Goobie said, you replace Penny, put his stats into a better running back, that's almost perfect, like, of the situation. It's hard to argue with that.
I'm glad you're agreeing with both of us today, Bob. I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, don't worry. I'm buttering you guys up for fucking Sunday. Then we're enemies.
Oh no, I'm saying you just this whole podcast you've been agreeing with us.
Oh, I've had a couple of drinks. You guys are lucky.
Dallas is gonna win by 38,
What's the
34, or
No,
whatever.
Eagles.
Oh,
38,
sorry.
34.
Okay. I thought you were saying
Oh,
Dallas.
you're bringing that back. Maybe I should do a different score for that. Let's go back to that segment.
No.
No, okay, all right, fine. You know what? Let's move on to the final segment, and I'm honored to introduce this one because it's the one that I helped create when you guys started the show, and that is Toonie Bets. You know what, Goobie, you're gonna lead us off for Toonie Bets, buddy.
Oh well, I mean, I got the greatest Toonie bet of all time because it's Jets, Jets over the Packers. Let's go Jets! I'm all aboard.
You're actually becoming a Jet fan.
I don't mind that.
Maybe you should get a Jets jersey. Get the Milk Hunter in the back.
Yo, because then you guarantee you like Jets are gonna win in like fucking 15 years the Super Bowl or something like that. Everybody's like, "You're a Jet bandwagoner." I'm like, "Yeah, I am."
Or you just might not be alive and no one can say shit to you.
I'm not gonna be alive in 15 years. God damn. What do I die from? That's what I want to know.
Hey, we can discuss that on Mustard. Coming soon, guys.
All right.
So you actually have the Jets beating them, even though Packers are like 5th ranked defense and all that. And
And it's in Lambeau.
Garrett Wilson, 150 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Okay. So Goobs, since you're so cocky all of a sudden because the Jets have been your saving grace, I'm gonna double down on your bet.
Oh, another double down. We should get that Jeopardy sound.
Packers are gonna bring the Jets back to reality.
Ooh. All right. Gentleman handshake.
Okay, Melky.
Well,
Opportunity bet.
it's always a party when we poke fun of the Broncos, so why should we stop? We're going to LA, and it's the Chargers and Broncos. Is this Monday night? Yes, this is the Monday nighter, and it's, again, another dedication to Kev. We love you, bro. The Chargers are a 4.5 favorite. I don't know why it's so low. Home team, home cooking. Broncos score an average of 15 points, and Herbert needs a practice game. So look for the Chargers to dummy the Broncos on Monday night.
All right. I actually have a question about this, actually. Does the Broncos kickers have more points than Russell Wilson? Like, touchdown-wise? Like, who scored? Who's? No, I don't, and I want to look it up. Well,
do you even compare like a kicker compared to a quarterback? Like, how can you compare the points?
Well, I mean, how many touchdowns has Russell Wilson thrown? I'm googling this.
If you obviously not alive, you've seen the score of each game. It's been pretty pitiful.
So I think that means that the kicker has scored more points than Russell Wilson.
Okay, while you look it up, Bob, why don't you take us home, baby?
The kicker gets 1 point per touchdown.
No. I'm talking I'm talking actually like football points.
Oh, okay.
It's
okay.
It's 1 or 3 points.
Okay. So while he's looking that up, I'll move on to my Toonie bet.
I probably won't be able to do it before the podcast ends, but let's go.
Okay, everybody's waiting with bated breath. So finally, to end Toonie bets, shout out to my one buddy Brandon. I'm taking the Bengals versus the Saints game, and I've got the Bengals winning it. This is a statement game for the Bengals right now with how they're playing. It's a return to the Superdome since the Super Bowl when they lost. the Saints are basically missing their entire fucking receiving core at this point. It's really bad. Like Landry, Thomas, Lattimore, all off, man. And you know what? The Bengals just lost a close game to the Ravens, and they were starting to look better. They looked real decent in the second half, and Mixon is starting to look better as well. So I've got the Bengals winning this one.
Oh, I like that. I like that pick.
An Orange Crush isn't going to do much for New Orleans. That team's never been the same since Sean Payton's been gone.
Yeah,
so I like that too. And Maddie, who was on last week, would agree with you too, Bob.
Let's go, Maddie. You sound like a genius, buddy.
Original Bengals fan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I know a couple of them now. I did not realize they were so like. There's so many of them out there.
Because they're coming out of hiding.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
All the years of embarrassment.
Yeah.
So, okay. I kind of got. Now, I think you guys might have been confused by what I was saying. Russell Wilson, I'm saying, has thrown for 4 passes this season, or 4 touchdowns this season, okay, which is equal to 24 points because it's 6 points per touchdown. I think the kicker has more points than Russell Wilson by just kicking field goals.
Did you tally it up? Because if you didn't,
I'm still working on that. But
it doesn't really matter. So you need to.
You can't just keep every 2-3 minutes telling us your progress on this thing.
Yeah, we gotta go progress by progress.
No, you need to end the show.
All right, guys. This has been another episode of Show Us Your TDs. Thank you for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing. I don't know why I say viewing. We don't do YouTube anymore. But, guys, Eagles, Cowboys, I can't fucking wait. Sunday night is going to be a fantastic night. I'm going to sit with a bag of Cheetos and some pop.
This is why you're the king of Cheeto Town.
Sir, get that dust. All right, boys. Melky, what do you got? What do you got going on?
Well, for one, I want to thank you always for riding shotgun. And I want to thank Bob for sitting on the pine with us. I love you, bro. But come Sunday, I hate your little face. I want to thank the network for allowing us to put this awesome show on. I want to thank you fans out there for tolerating us, because it's just one big shit show for the most part. Just mad respect, and man, NFL, love it. Love this time of the year. Nothing is better than NFL football right now.
I don't disagree. Well, hockey just started too, but this is a perfect time of year.
Well, so yeah, all the sports are coming in. I mean, the Jays lost.
Barcelona lost.
Embarrassing
shit. Yeah. Absolute garbage team.
Oh yeah, but so Bob, what do you want to add? Again, thank you for joining us, man. We really love having you on. Is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, sending the love right back. Love you guys both. Thanks so much. Obviously for having, we knew in the summer when the schedule was released, whatever, I was going to be on this week. I always love coming on here. Fans, you guys can check me out. I just did another Toronto podcast, kind of a Leaf Jays recap with El Jefe. He's going to release that soon. We got a new Mustard episode we're going to be recording shortly, a Halloween special with those terrible movie choices that Calf chose. We're all shaking our head. Yeah.
I was talking about it the other day with someone. I was like,
so bad.
It's like
so bad.
You said a 2-year, or I think you said like a 7-year-old.
7-year-old, yeah.
7-year-old picked movies this month. I am dreading every minute of it.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, we've got a bunch coming up on this network. Look forward to it. And Sunday, I'm going to be a fucking bag of nerves.
You and me both. It's possibly the game of the season.
Yep.
So many implications, and our group chat is going to be a clusterfuck.
Okay, here we go.
33-24. The punter has scored more points than Russell Wilson. This punter deserves $250 million.
No, you're wrong. You mean the kicker. The punter does
the kicker. Sorry, yeah.
Job.
But 33-24.
And that
kicker scored more points than your quarterback.
Dedicated to Kev.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Danger Witch.